So, have you ever wondered what teachers may go through and being able to teach others? I've often wondered that myself and just tried to gain an understanding of what they feel when they're expressing their thoughts to students, what they actually go through the process when preparing to teach. There's a lot of other things that I've thought through, but I've never actually experienced it myself until recently. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Anticio Duke. If you've been coming here and been along the journey, thank you very much. But on this channel, we talk about design, life, books, the overall things, and I try to give back to you guys, especially with tips on design, freelancing, and consulting. All right? So, teaching. In an era where a lot of websites that support this effort, I'm talking Skillshare, Udemy, the list goes on, even personal sites, people are in the spirit of teaching. But there's one thing to teach with the concept of getting reimbursed for that or paid for those services. It's another thing to give back. I had the liberty of doing that. Now, I talk about design, mobile applications, and product design and consumer products. I talk about that a lot. But I hadn't thought about giving back to different communities or even organizations that would be interested. So I did that. I had this wonderful experience with the Museum of Science and Industry here in Chicago. Now, they're nationally known. They're an amazing museum. And if you haven't checked them out, you should. It'll blow your mind. From exhibits on robotics to electronics to different things with astrology and aeronautics. Like Museum of Science Industry is amazing. Go check it out. I can't rave about it enough. They actually have a program where they partner with different schools, bring them to the museum, and they get showcased all of these things about technology and innovation. I was asked to go in and speak to them about mobile app design and development and coding and things of that nature. And when I tell you it was an amazing experience, it was. I love to see when the kids start to develop this creativity and this love for technology. So blessed to have the opportunity to come out and showcase that and share with them what I know. That's it. If you're not giving back, you should try it sometime. When I went, getting there, the setup and kind of looking at how they actually created the studio and showcased different things to the students. There was a studio built with crafts and things that you have to pull out and build something innovative with just the materials you have. There's another studio about, different electronic modules. They're really, really big on STEM, so science, technology, engineering, and math. And I brought to the table mobile applications, helping them understand design thinking in the process. And it was amazing, right? Like to see some of these kids light up and having them think through in order to communicate what their app would do was just amazing. So I always challenged them while I was there, group full of kids, and helping them understand it's not about pretty pixels. There's a lot of thought that goes into making, building, and developing these applications. But I tasked them with, if you had a family member who didn't really understand STEM, or you had something you really loved and you wanted to explain to someone, how can you build an app to do that? And then watching their minds light up, walking through what the onboarding view would look like, as well as where the buttons would live and UI elements. Also, what would happen once they start to navigate through different views of the screens. And I was mind blown. I mean, I was floored. I learned that it doesn't necessarily mean you need to know the technicals about app development or design. You just need to understand how to tell your story, how to think through problems, situations, views, and guide someone through the flow. I think it was huge understanding that and those eye-opening moments. I'll share a little bit. Here's a little snippet of some of the footage that I was able to capture. Now, some of this footage, I can't release all of it just due to disclaimers, but here's a little glimpse of me experiencing that with the students. So, setting up to give a workshop with the kids about app design and how to create apps and think through systems. Setting up now to get started. I may not be able to show everything, but we're gonna capture a little bit, a glimpse of what to expect about this whole workshop. And yeah, that's it. Let's get started. So look, as you can see, in this workshop, I'm literally hands-on with them, kind of walking them through, giving them a presentation on how I got into app design and development. And then having them create their own, whether with a partner or individually, just so they can understand the process of design thinking and communicate their app to me and other students. It was a mind-blowing experience and one that I very much cherish. And I'll continue to do it, God willing, because that was amazing. What I learned from the process of teaching and the advantages of doing that and giving back, it does three things. It forces you to know your material. It forces you to be an expert, a subject matter expert in the field. Why? Because you can't communicate and talk to someone and give them the right tools to do the right things if you are unaware. I can tell you it should be this, should be that, but that could come from a personal perspective and not accurate to what are really facts. There is a such thing as alternative facts. That is true. The second thing that I really grasped from teaching and giving back was that it trains you to break down large concepts into smaller things, whether you're using analogies to make them more relatable, or whether you're just communicating in a different way because someone isn't as experienced as you are in the field. It helps you take the larger concepts and break those down to bite-sized chunks or to more digestible information so people can actually utilize it. That's huge. I know sometimes on this channel, I talk about things in the field or use different terms that some people are like, well, I've never heard that. I'm a graphic designer and I've never heard that terminology. Or you're interested in working with product designers, but don't know the terms. In those moments, it helps me see like, wow, yeah, maybe I need to change that vocabulary or at least make it more relatable so people can understand. It forces you to do that. And I think the last thing that I got out of teaching and kind of giving back was you can get the biggest clients, biggest budget, most innovative idea to work on. But what's most satisfying is to see how you shape someone's future with what you do. That right there makes me want to do more and aspire to do more in the field because I am communicating and sharing in the lives and shaping the thought process of our future. I don't know about you, but I don't know, teaching might have changed my perspective on things and I absolutely love it. So if you can teach and then give back in a more positive way, oh man, that'll be amazing. So I know we talk technicality, I know we talk tips and tricks usually here, but that I wanted to share. Just the joys of training, teaching, and giving back is fulfilling. And if you aren't doing it, start, even in the smallest way. But that's all I got. Hopefully you're teaching someone what you know, so you can get better and help them grow as well. So if you like it, you know what to do. In the meantime, tell me, if you were to give back and you were to teach someone, what subject matters would you actually teach, and why? Would you deviate from what you know or add a little complimentary things? And if you're not giving back, man, do it. It's fulfilling and it changes your world. All right, that's it. We'll see you in the next one.